Hi, beloveds. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have you ever felt prompted that you need to pray more, or study the Bible, or maybe even spend more time with God? I've had some seasons like that in my life. And in this time where I am dealing with the aftermath, if dealing is the right word, I'm living through the aftermath of my sister having a double stroke. I now know that it was the Lord leading me to get up at 3 in the morning. In the season before my sister had a stroke, I felt like I was pushing for something, and I was just pushing for something. And honestly, I didn't feel like I was spending enough time with him. Once I really began to get into study and prayer, I felt like an hour and a half or 2 hours, it just wasn't enough. And I always felt like I just wasn't doing enough and I wanted more. But I made the effort to do as much as I could and to be consistent. There was not one time that I heard the Lord's voice. There was not one time where I felt him touch me or do anything where I felt something tangible to say I'm moving in the right direction. But I kept pressing and I kept pressing. When my sister had the stroke, there were many days that I sat in the hospital with her. Many days, many mornings at 3 o'clock. I now see that the Lord was preparing me and helping me to be disciplined, so that when I needed to be there, and even when I needed to reach up and grab him, it didn't feel so strange. He didn't feel so distant. I began to realize that the Lord had been preparing me, and it was him that was pulling me. Interestingly, right before my sister had a stroke, she's also the pastor of our church, and she told us that the Lord said for us to begin to do a Bible study on the names of God. We didn't start doing it. And I can't even remember what the reason was, and I think there were legitimate reasons. I say this to say, I believe the Lord was preparing us so that we did not falsely accuse him, so that we would know his nature in the season where we are now in our church. It lets me see now the mercy of God and the love that God has for us. Many times we think that God is condemning us and he's someone off in the distance looking down on us, and he's angry and he's mad at us. And I'm starting to realize that is the furthest thing from the truth, partly because there's nowhere that I've read in the Bible where God hates us and where he does not want relationship with us. God is drawing us. He's drawing us every day closer to him, even in the midst of our sin. If you read the book of Genesis chapter 3, right after Adam and Eve were found in their sin, they hadn't even apologized to God, nor had they acknowledged their sin. As a matter of fact, they blamed God. They blamed God and one another for their sin. And God presented the plan of redemption. He was already presenting the mystery that we now know today to be Jesus. God loves us. He loves you. In spite of what you've done, in spite of what you failed to do, God loves you. And I pray this encourages you today. Please don't let your sin separate you from him. Don't let the enemy lie to you and tell you you've gone too far and you're too far from God and it's been too long and you've done too much. God is still drawing you and he's still calling you until the day you leave this planet and transition into the other side, into eternity. God loves you. God loves you. And he's sending you messages every day to let you know he loves you. Beloved, be encouraged today. Today can be the beginning of you returning to God and getting back on the journey and getting back on the right path. As always, remember, God loves you and he made you on purpose. I hope this helps. Bye-bye.